What's going on, y'all? My name is Joltage, and today, bringing you my Week 5 game of LPL, this time against Fiend of another team. We're heading into this game. My team is down 5-3. We can pull back the tie if all three of our remaining games finish out and we win out. This game for me is to keep my team's hopes alive. We're getting down to the wire here in terms of playoff contention, and personally I would like to continue my undefeatedness this season. Remember, we're only 3-0 so far instead of the 4-0 we should be, because I was unjustly persecuted last week, but it's fine. It's also a joke, just in case that wasn't clear. Anyway, let's get right into the team. I'm going to show you, and then we'll hop into the battle. You know the drill by now. Alright, here's the team, and as you can see, we've got a Woobat team. This is probably my most, dedicated, strat team that I've run. Most of the other stuff has kind of been just, very generic. Hasn't really built around, a particular concept. I mean, obviously week 1 I ran sand, so I guess that's not that true. But anyway, this time I wanted to run Woobat and grassy. I wanted to run grassy seed Woobat. Just because Grookey's gone doesn't mean I can't run that. And we've got that. We've got max defense because I think that's the best way to run it. I like it personally. Calm Minds so that we can just set up on everything, and we don't necessarily need the instant power that a nasty plot would provide. I do like having the bulk on the special side that you get from Calm Mind. Heat Wave Psychic, your standard, and Roost to heal off damage to allow you to sweep better. Next, we've got the second most important Pokemon on the team, aka Cottony, with honestly just genuinely standard set for me, other than my normal fourth move of Encore or Tailwind, usually for me at least, occasionally Sunspore. We've got Grassy Terrain here. Grassy Terrain, it allows Woobat to pop its Grassy Seed and get that +2 defense, which with a 252 Bold gets it to 15 before the Grassy Seed prop, and then obviously that's times 2, so it becomes really bulky. And yeah, so other than that, standard. I hit 15 speed because I think 14's the major benchmark to clear in LCUU. And really you don't need to be tying with much at 17, I don't think, at least with Cottony. And there's not a whole lot at 16 or anything that you need to outspeed either, so yeah, I think 15 speed is plenty for Cot. Allows you to get 14 in both defenses, and yeah. Next up, we've got probably the most standard mon in the tier so far, Sandshrew. I didn't expect it to be quite as good as it is, but it slaps. We've got we've got the same set I've been running pretty much. We've got Earthquake, Knockoff, Rapid Spin. Fourth move this time is going to be Swords Dance. I don't like running both Spin and Rocks on the same mon if I can avoid it. So fourth move I want to go Swords Dance, just which could allow Sandshrew to have its little own mini sweep potentially, just be threatening on its own. I don't really feel like the rock move is super necessary, though, for things like this guy down here. He just destroys my team, by the way. The rock move could be very useful, but it's whatever. It would be Rock Tomb if if it wasn't Swords Dance there. Either's fine. Next up, we've got Scrub. Scrub. It does its Scrubby things. We got Flip Turn, Hydro Pump, Sludge Bomb, T-Bolt. T-Bolt literally just for other Scrubs and potential Tentacool. That's literally all it's good for. Everything else, and Frillish. Everything else that doesn't resist one of your other if anything if you have a super effective sludge bomb, I mean super effective T-bolt, and then just like a neutral sludge bomb, they'll do the same damage. So just go for the sludge bomb for that poison chance. Though T-bolt para could be useful, a bit of foreshadowing in that. But anyway, next we got Q-Fin up. Q-Fin has turned into my favorite rocker in the tier. I used to not be huge on its stealth rock set, just because, you know, it felt like a waste to just not be hitting things with it. But like lately, I've been falling back on it a lot as my rocker. It's a great Meowth check primarily, which is great because I think Meowth is really good. A plus for sure. And yeah, so we've got Iron Head, Power Whip to, you know, get rid of like your shell, and to, like, you know, dent your Shellos, your Slowpokes, your Hippos, things of that nature. Iron Head because stab, and then rather than Zen Headbutt, because, you know, we've got the Woobat to take on like Krogunk and stuff. We went for Superpower because opposing Q-Fin could be annoying to switch into, generally, and it also is useful in the Hail matchup, because unless it's Life Orb, Sandshrew, you know, you don't die. If it is Life Orb Sandshrew A, you die. Not necessarily from full, but you die from full plus the like it's a 1 in 16 to die from full to Life Orb Sandshrew A's Earthquake. But if you live it, you're most likely going down to the Hail chip afterwards anyway. So, but yeah, other than that, you know, it's pretty good. And last but not least, we got Joltik. Joltik's doing it, Joltik things, being, you know, just a good mon. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, but Joltik's doing his Joltik things, you know. Same set as I ran the other week. You should always run those 4 moves on Joltik. There's no reason to run anything else. Yes, you could run T-Wave if you really wanted to. And it really appreciates the Eviolite. Saying I'm a lot as I do. And yeah, you know, it's just Joltik. 15 speed because I don't think 17's all that necessary. And the extra bulk is quite useful. But now that we've gone through the team, we'll get back to the game. Alright, so into the game. From team preview, I think my Woobat has a chance to do some stuff this game, as long as we get rid of the Slowpoke. It has super effective slash can just has super effective coverage on everything else, and like Meowth is super frail. So like if we can get the terrain up, get that boost, I think it'll look really good so long as Slowpoke is out of the picture. Joltik also looks quite good, just because Joltik always looks quite good. It's a bitch to switch into. There is like not really a switch in, unless you know, yeah. I mean, there just isn't. It's great. So that's a thing to watch out for. Obviously, Meowth is going to be annoying as always. I got to keep my Q-Fin around for that. But matchup wise, it doesn't look too bad. From what I can tell, his game plan is not really sure. It's probably like an WinCon Pancham, probably SD or something, and like Meowth as like his pseudo speed control and everything like that. But I decided to lead with my Sandshrew as he leads Oddish. Oddish is not something I enjoy switching into, if you couldn't tell. While we've got like it's just not something I enjoy switching into. My Grass that absorbs the sleep like gets murked by the Sludge Bomb, which is obviously not good. And other than that, we like my thing with actual like super effective coverage on it is something I really want to save for late game. So this is a problem. I want to get this knocked off as soon as possible, so I go for that, hoping he's gonna go for the sleep here or something, but he just, you know, goes right for the Giga Drain. My Sandshrew lives. Shout out to the Spadef point I had, and I go Q-Fin here in case he wanted to like, you know, just go for another Giga Drain. I could bluff the Zen because it's knocked, that I could bluff the Zen Headbutt, and because it's knocked, that would die here. I'm pretty sure, at least. I didn't actually calc that, but, you know, I assumed it would die, so I was hoping that maybe I could bluff the Zen, and he would go, like, to a Slowpoke or something, because Slowpoke is generally a pretty good switch into this, you know, like Qfint, and I try to take advantage of that and get up my Rocks here. Rocks are going to be useful for wearing down Meowth even more anyway. As he goes for the Strength Sap, I go for the Iron Head there, as I mean, I didn't really have a better move. I was kind of expecting him to sleep, because even slept, Qfint can do a job of, like, at least switching into fake outs and stuff from Meowth. It becomes a lot harder, but honestly I didn't expect him to sleep that turn. Regardless, though, I think it would have been a fine play to do so. I do expect him to sleep. Actually, and I again just decided to go for the Iron Head there. I do expect him to either... That turn, when I switched to Sandshrew, I expected him to either sleep. Yeah, I expected to sleep, and if I could have Sandshrew slept, I could, like, if I had Sandshrew slept, I was gonna go out to my Joltik and be able to hopefully threaten there on the Sludge Bomb, or I could have gone out to my Qfint again, though my Qfint probably gets Strength Sapped again, and we're not really making a whole lot of progress, though I don't have to worry about being slept, at least. But he misses the Sleep Powder, which is kind of unfortunate. It allows me to get off a really decent hit with the Earthquake, and get Oddish low enough to where Joltik can come in and just Bug Buzz it to death. He goes Alolan Diglett. I don't switch into this either. My ground immunity is again Woobat. I want to save that for later. My ground resist is Cottony, who gets destroyed by Iron Head. You know, this team's not the most defensively sound, is what we're figuring out with this. But I know that he can't really kill me very much, and if he goes for like a Rock Slide to knock me into Swarm range, I'm going to be able to do a lot more damage. He goes for the Stealth Rock here as I go for the Bug Buzz. It does okay damage. And he switches out to Qfint here as I go for another Bug Buzz, which was kind of odd to me. I would have expected him to, like, Earthquake or perhaps, you know, Rock Slide there. But he goes out to Qfint, and here I'm just like, okay, I'll stay in, I guess. And I try to go for a Thunderbolt. He goes back out to Diglett, which makes me think that his Diglett might have been like Scarf Rocks or something. Just as extra speed control or something like that. But he goes for Earthquake, crits me, which brings me down into Swarm range, so my Bug Buzz here is gonna kill him. Now, I don't think that him critting me really is, like, him critting me that turn lost him that. But if he didn't crit me, I take 10 damage with Joltik because he wasn't Life Orb. Let me, I can show you the calc real quick. Hold on, we got Diglett, Alola. He wasn't Life Orb. I'm assuming Scarfed. He could have, you know, been EVO or something. I didn't check. Let's see, Joltik. I am 15. EVO. Oh, it's 6. 36. Cool. Alright, so because he wasn't Life Orb, so his Earthquake would have did 10 damage to my Joltik. I would have been at 13. It can't kill me with another Earthquake here. He can only kill me with a Rock Slide, which if he had Rock Slide, he would have gone for it there, I assume. So I would have been at 13 damage. My Bug Buzz would have done enough because he was at 50 something. I would have 2-hit KO'd him, is the point. I would have been a lot lower than I actually ended up being, but my Joltik still wins that 1v1 is the central theme of what I'm trying to get across here. Anyway, back to the battle. But I kill him. I end up with more health than I would have otherwise had, and yeah, the Swarm boosted took him out in 1 rather than in 2. But I go out to Q-Fin on the Meowth fake out. I don't want to sack Joltik yet, because, you know, Joltik could come in perhaps later on Slowpoke or something and like Giga Drain up, and, you know, it's always threatening stuff, you know. So I go out to Q-Fin on the fake out, take that really easily. I know he's not going to stay in. I decide, you know, his only switch in is Slowpoke, really. And if he goes Q-Fin, I have superpower for that, which I don't think he would be expecting. I don't know how much speed he runs on his Q-Fin, but I know I run mine as fast as possible without being scarfed. So I was probably willing to take that chance, though it would have been somewhat risky. But I missed the Power Whip, which is unfortunate. I don't get to gauge the damage on that. I decided to go Skrelp here on Slowpoke because he goes for the T-Wave. Skrelp's not really sweating that too much. I thought about going Joltik on that T-Wave turn, but I decided against it because in case he decided to, like, Fire Blast or Scald me or something, I didn't want to just throw the Joltik out and stuff because, you know, Skrelp was fine. I didn't expect him to Psychic, so but here I decided to go for a T-Bolt because it just hits everything. I know I said earlier that Sludge Bomb is just as strong as T-Bolt in this situation, but, you know, he's got a poison immunity, yeah, but T-Bolt does half to the Slowpoke, which is great. And I just decided to go for it again here on the incoming Q-Fin. And, I mean, I T-Bolt parried him, and I T-Bolt parry him once again. I don't think that mattered here because, again, he clearly doesn't kill the Skrelp anyway. So that, I mean, really didn't change anything, I don't think. Perhaps he would have played that differently if his Q-Fin wasn't paralyzed, but my Skrelp lived the high horsepower and was able to take out the Q-Fin with the flip turn. As I go out Cottony, I decided to go out Cottony there rather than like my Q-Fin or something, because Q-Fin kind of invites in Pancham. Don't want that. I obviously won't go Woobat, and then, like, Joltik could also invite in Pancham. Cottony's the only thing that's not going to invite in Pancham. But he goes Meowth here, which is great. I decided to sack the Skrelp to the knockoff here, which is fine, and I get to go out to Q-Fin for free. And I just decide, rather than risk the miss, Slowpoke's paralyzed. Maybe Iron Head and a Power Whip would potentially be able to 2-hit KO, but I didn't like the Iron Head damage that we got on that, so I wasn't confident in that happening. So I just decided to go out to Cottony, not really fearing much from the Slowpoke as he goes for the Slack Off. If he would have Fire Blasted there, that would have been a good play on his part. I decided to go for the knock here as he full paras. He goes for the Fire Blast this turn, so assumedly he went for the Fire Blast the last turn. And the Fire Blast does 57%, so basically I wouldn't have been able to get up my terrain, and I wouldn't have been able to kill it and get up my terrain like I end up doing, but eventually. No, I think that would have been fine. No, you would have been able to kill me unless I went for the. No, that para mattered a little bit. I would have had to do something there. But anyway, he goes out to Meowth. I decide to sack my Joltik as I don't really need it for Pancham or Meowth anymore, and go out to Q-Fin. I can just fire off an Iron Head here. It's gonna do 41% to the Panda, which is fine damage. Go out to Cot, who's gonna take the Drain Punch. Drain Punch is going to 2-hit KO, but that's fine. I just decided to set up the grassy terrain. My Dazzling Gleam probably doesn't kill Pancham, if it's 14 SpDef, which I expected it to be. I don't think he was running Fast Panda because he hasn't yet. And I go out to my Woobat, gets the +2 defense. I know I can live any knockoff. I just decided to fire off the Psychic, just in case. I could if he had stayed in on the turn he went Meowth as I fired off the Psychic and knocked off and did that, I would have roosted the next turn and kind of been fine, really. So I think Psychic was a fine play. Yeah, Woobat's able to pull it out. And yeah, so that's the game. We improved to 4-0 on the season. My team's LCUU slot in general is 5-0, which is cool. Hopefully we can make playoffs. If not, I mean, I can win. I can still win the award for best LCUU, which is the goal for me personally. But obviously, it'd be nice to have some team success as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed, feel free to hit the like button. I'm thinking about trying to do some new type of LCU related content, maybe a live team build, and then we take that into one of the room tours and stuff like that. I've kind of got an idea on that. Maybe or just like team build and then test it against some people, maybe some collaborative stuff with people if they're interested. I'm not sure, but I'm just kind of rambling here, just kind of putting my thoughts out into the ether and stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.